What's going on, first grade? Mr. Hunter here with your math lesson for today. We are going to be working off of pages 231 and 232. That is lesson 116. All right, so I hope you're ready today. All you need is your pencil. You're actually going to need two crowns. You're going to need a yellow crown and an orange crown for one of the activities on your page here. And then you're going to need your mind. You're going to be working with your mind a lot. You're going to be thinking, learning some new concepts. So let's get ready. Let's dive in. Hope you're excited just like I am. First, before we start, there's something on my board that you see behind me that revolves around telling dates. What date is it? How to tell which date it is, but not just tell which date it is, tell which date it is only using numbers. On one of our worksheets in a quiz recently, there were some mistakes that were being made, not just by you guys in first grade, but by some of you, some of your classmates that are in second grade. So I wanted to kind of adjust and go over this again for you so that you know exactly how we're writing a date. All right, so looking behind me, you see all the months of the year. They are all abbreviated. So this is how you abbreviate from January, from February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. When you put an abbreviation, and I may have missed one, I missed August and September and January, February. When you put an abbreviation for these, just put the dot after the last letter. So for example, for July, you see there's J-U-L. There's a tiny dot at the bottom of the L that just lets you know correctly that this is an abbreviation of the entire word of July. So I didn't write the entire word, but it's an abbreviation. All right. Now you do that. Underneath, you may have noticed as well, I wrote a number for which month it is. So for January, it is the first month of the year. So that's why it's a 1. If it's February, there's a 2 and 3 and all the way up to 12. So that's how you know we have 12 months of the year. If somebody is writing a date, what you are first going to do is write the month. So we know this. I know you guys have done some of this before, but I want to make sure we actually understand it. So when you see it written on a test, you don't get confused. You don't get it wrong. So what month is it right now? It's April. So if I need to write the month and the date, I'm going to start with the month. And I'm actually going to look at April. So April, am I going to put the APR? No, because I'm writing only numbers. So what month of the year is April? Well, we have the 4 there, but if there's no 4, you can count. You go January, February, March, April. April's the 4th one. So I'm going to put 4, and then I'm going to put a dash. You can put a dash like that, or you can put like a diagonal line like that, okay? So for me, I just like putting the dash. It's a little bit simpler. So I put a dash right there. So it's 4. So 4. Now, what is the actual day of today? Not the month. What is the day? And today, being the month, we have 4. Today is going to be the 16th. So we're going to write a 1 and a 6. So we have the month right there. Then you put the day. And then after you put the day, what do you put? Yes, you put the year. So you're going to put the year. All right. So we have, what year is it? It's 2020. So you can always write the entire year out. Sometimes we know what people do. Sometimes people don't write the entire thing out. They just write the first part. So you can just write 20. So 4, 16, 20, or you can write the entire one. This is how we tell the date with only numbers. 4, 16, 20. They would know that you're going to have that as the date. That is what today is. Tomorrow, it's going to be what? Do we change anything here? We only change the day. So the day is going to be, after that, tomorrow's going to be Friday, the 17th. So we just put 4/17. So that's how you're writing the day. So I want you guys to copy this down if you want to, or you can just keep coming back to this video if you ever get confused, because this is how we write the date with numbers. We always have to put the month first, then the day, then the year. And that's why it's important that you know what month comes afterwards. So if I ask you right now, I could put all these on here and I'll have it scrambled tomorrow. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this scrambled tomorrow. And I'm just going to have the abbreviations on the board. And I'm going to ask you, what month is May? It's not going to be in order. What month is October? You can count on your fingers if you want to. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. October is the 10th month. What will you get? You'll get the correct answer. We're going to do that tomorrow as a little practice. It's going to be fun, but that's something for you today. In terms of today and what we're working on, let's look at our worksheet. During this time, I hope you've done what you're supposed to do, which is write your name and write your date. And you can practice writing your date with the formula that we just gave you. Try writing your date with just the numbers, all right? We're going to identify the missing addends. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a problem, and it's going to have a number. It's going to say 5 plus blank, and it may give you the answer. So 5 plus blank equals 10. Well, the answer is 10, and we have 5. So how are we going to find the answer? That's what we're going to go over. We're going to compare numbers to identify the greatest, the between, and the least. So you guys have been doing well with this, but we're going to do more review. We're going to interpret how to write a clock. The big hand goes on the what? The minutes. The little hand goes on the what? The hour. It tells you the hour. Big hand tells the minutes. Little hand tells the hour. And then we're going to compare numbers to identify what's less or greater than 120. All right, looking on the back of your page, flip your page over. It says write the differences, use the fish to help. We're going to do that. We're going to go on how many inches, how many centimeters. Then you're going to do your columns, your 2-digit solve problems that are dealing with money, and then a word problem. So flip your page back over. Let's go through it really quickly. You're going to start, and I'll help you a little bit, but you're going to do this on your own. But I'm just giving you some tips so we can move forward. All right, for number 1, it says write the missing numbers. You have blank plus 5 equals 8. Okay, so how do we do this? All right, I'm going to erase this for now, just on this side. I'm going to write that problem down. So it says we have blank, we don't know, plus 5 equals 8. All right, so we have the answer. We already have the answer. That's pretty cool. We have the answer already. The answer is 8. And then we have 5, so 5 is part of the equation. So you're wondering, how do I get this? Well, here's a quick way to get this. You're going to take your answer, and what you're going to do is you're going to use it to help you figure out what's left. So you have 5, you're going to take 8, and then you're going to minus 5. And that's going to help you find out what goes in there. Okay? So we have 8 minus 5. What do we have? And remember, if you don't have it already, write your number line. So 8 minus 5 is going to give us 3. So we have put that in the box, and then we're going to have 3 plus 5 equals 8. Is that correct? Do you guys believe so? That is correct. All right, let's look at another problem. Okay, this one here, it's the bottom one. It says 7 plus, you know what, guys? I'm reading and erasing, and I just gave you the answer. 7 plus 3, because Mr. Hunter's book has the answer. So the bottom one is 7 plus 3 equals 10. How do you get that? I'm going to give it to you, but we're still going to show you how we did the answer. All right. So again, we have the answer. The answer is 10. And what other number do we see there? 3. So we take that 10, and we're going to subtract 3 from that 10, which is going to give us 7. So I gave you the answer. I gave you the formula. I think you guys will know how to do the next ones. What you're going to do, each time you have the answer, there's going to be a blank in there. You're going to take the answer, and you're going to subtract the other number from it, and that will give you your answer. All right, moving down. Number 2, it says write from least to greatest. So I go least to greatest. You're writing from least to greatest. Now, when we're writing from least to greatest, we have to look at the numbers. We have 117. We have 107, and we have 171. So we have the tens place, the hundreds place. Oh, I forgot one. The ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. So what you can do, if you don't know, you can put a little O over top of the ones place, a little T over top of the tens place, and a little H over top of the hundreds place. That way you know which is bigger. So look at all the numbers. All the numbers start with a 1 in the hundreds place. So is there any difference? No. Let's go to the middle number, the tens place. The first one, 117, there's a 1 in the tens place. The second number, 107, there's a 0. So that first one is bigger than the second one. And let's look at the last number. There's a 7. Okay. So in the tens place, we have a 0, a 1, and a 7. So what do we need to do? We need to put them in order. A 0 goes first, right? A 0 is before that. So that will probably be the smallest number. So we're going to put that first. 107 goes there. So now let's look at the next one. We have 117 and 171. Is 1 bigger than 7 or 7 bigger than 1? 1 is not bigger than 7. So that means the 1 is going to go in between. And then where's the 1 and the 7 go? It goes at the end. Did we even have to get to the last number? No, we didn't even look at the ones place. We were able to figure out the answer before we even got there because we simply go number by number. You're going by the place. So 117, 107, 171. If the first three numbers are the same, then move to the second number. If they're the same, then move to the last number. But that's the way you're going to determine what goes from least to greatest. You're going to be able to do the second one. It starts with 273, 216, and 237. Look at all the numbers. They all start with 2. So you already know you don't have to look at the hundreds place. You're going to start at the tens place. So go through there, identify which is the biggest out of all of those, and it'll give you clear instruction about what to put down for your answers. Number 3, what time is it? No, don't tell me what time it is now that you're watching the video. What time is it on the clock? Okay, so let's look at the little hand. The little hand always points to the what? The hour. So if the little hand is pointing to the 7, then we know it's 7 something, right? So we're going to put a 7 on what side? On the left or the right? The hour goes on the left. So you're going to put the 7 on the left. Now, looking at the big hand is pointed to the 4. So it's 7-4, right? No. The 4, those numbers represent the minutes. And on the minutes, we count by 5. So let's start at 1. We go 5 to the 2, 10 to the 3, 15 to the 4, 20. Wait, so is the answer 7:20? Is that what time it is? I think it's right. Remember, the minutes always go to by 5s. And then we're not going to get into this now, but later we're going to have to determine if it's PM or AM. PM is nighttime, AM the morning time. All right, number 4. This is where you're going to need your colored pencils or your crowns, yellow and orange. And if you don't have yellow and orange, guess what? Choose 2 opposite colors. It doesn't matter about yellow and orange, all right? You're not going to get it wrong if you don't do that. You are going to color the spaces that are less than 120. You're going to color them yellow. Any space that is greater or larger or bigger than 120, you are going to color orange. Does everybody understand? So that's what you're going to work on right there. And number 4, you should have a good amount of coloring to do with this problem. Pretty fun activity. All right, turn your page over. Writing the differences. What does the differences mean? Differences mean subtraction, so you're taking away. So we're going to look at this. You're going to use the fish to help you. So first off, I guess the best way to do this is to count and see how many fish we have. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 on the top row. Then on the bottom row, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 6 plus 5. What is that going to give us? Do we know? 5 plus 5 is 10. So if we're only adding 1 more, what is 1 more plus 10? 11. Okay, so wait a minute. Do you guys notice something? All the problems have an 11 in there. Is this a problem with the fun family facts for 11? I think so. So we're doing subtraction, finding differences. The difference is what we call the answer for subtraction problems. You're finding the answer for all of these problems that start with 11. So 11 minus 4. What I would do is I would look at the fish. And if you know there's 11 fish, then you can go count up the fish. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can cover those first 4 up and then see how many left you have. You can do that with your hands, with your fingers. It's pretty simple. This is a fun activity I think you guys will do pretty well with. And then next, you may need your ruler, all right? So one thing that you're going to have to look at, you're measuring, in the first problem, it says how many inches. But are your inches going to be able to measure that? I'm sorry. I'm reading this and talking to you. Are your inches on your ruler going to be able to measure this? No. What are you going to need to do? You're going to use your ruler and measure with centimeters and think about if it matches up. Is it big enough to go on the ruler? Is it too small? Let me know. How many inches do you think that surfboard is? All right. Would it be 3 centimeters long or 3 inches long? The one over here, how many centimeters? Would it be 3 centimeters long or even smaller? Use your ruler, use your imagination, think about that. All right. Number 4. You guys ready? I'm sorry, I'm reading ahead and talking to you at the same time. Number 4, what are the differences? Write the differences. We're doing subtraction again. Subtract the ones column first, then subtract the tens column. We always have to do this when it comes to money, when it comes to subtracting. All right. You're going to do this. You can break it up pretty easily. Anybody notice anything? We've been talking about the tens and the ones place this entire class. And number 5, your last problem. It says Sam saw 6 turtle eggs. Half of them hatched. How many more must hatch? So if he saw 6 turtle eggs, you can write 6 down. Half of them hatched. What's half of 6? You got to figure that out. It's 3. Yeah, it's 3. Half of 6. So if he saw 3 eggs hatch and there were 6 total, how many more need to hatch? You guys are looking at me like you don't know. Read the problem. Make sure you underline or circle anytime you hear a number so that you know you're going to put that in your equation, in your factoring. All right. This has been a fun activity. I think this is a lot of good practice work for you. Any questions about this or the dates that I mentioned? Remember, tomorrow I'm going to mix it up for you. Just rewind the video. And I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for paying attention, staying focused this entire class. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you tomorrow.